Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. For the past 19 years, I've talked frequently about the importance of self-hypnosis and the reasons for doing it several times a day, every day. I always recommend doing it at least 5 times, and many days I do it far more than 5 times a day. And I've made videos and written and talked about course corrections, how when an airline pilot flies you from one location to the next location, that the pilot or the autopilot keep making those adjustments and that keep the plane on course so you land at your destination. You're not even off by a half degree and don't end up somewhere out in the ocean. Or how as you're driving down the road, you are driving that car and you're constantly doing this, making those course corrections to keep it between the lines. And I remember years ago when I had a boat on the Mississippi River and we'd be out there in the river, that the currents would be pushed us one way or the other way, and constantly had to have a hold of that helm and keep the boat between the buoys so we didn't run aground or hit a wing dam or something like that. And I've talked about how glaciers have over time, as they were consistently moving and they'd cut striations into rocks, and I've compared self-hypnosis to doing that. And I've talked about deer and as they walk through the woods, and over time a path develops, a trail develops of where they're constantly walking, and that's what self-hypnosis is all about, is cutting that new path or making those course corrections. More recently, as I've talked more and more about neuroplasticity, and from my viewpoint, we're always in hypnosis, we're always in trance, we're never not in trance, and what hypnosis really is learning to take control of the trance you're in. So from a neuroplasticity standpoint, neuroscience shows us that neurons that fire together wire together. In other words, if you're thinking the same old thoughts, having the same old emotions, you end up with the same old behaviors and the same old actions. And so if you're going through life from a place of I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, and I'm not good enough, that literally, those neurons literally hardwire, and it becomes part of your identity, part of who you are. It just becomes automatic. It's like when you first learned to drive a car, it was all frontal lobe, new thought, new brain. But then after a while it moved to the old lizard brain and it became part of your personality. You're the servant or the master. You just drove the car. It's part of your personality. It's part of what you do. You don't even think about stepping on the brake. You just step on the brake. And that's what happens when we think the same old thoughts, have the same old hypnotic suggestions over and over and over again. I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, or whatever our self-talk is. Then it becomes hardwired, it becomes part of our identity. So with hypnosis, and the reason for doing the self-hypnosis multiple times a day, first of all, the first thing in the morning when you do it, it helps set your intention, it helps get you mindful and focused and on track of here's how I'm going to be today, how I'm going to live today, here's how I'm going to be my best self today, and it helps you with the healthy eating and the lifestyle changes that support you in health and wellness and success in achieving your goals in life. And you start firing those new thoughts of I am good enough, I am capable, I am kind, I'm loving, I'm smart, I'm whatever I am, and you do have enough emotion behind that, that'll literally hardwire, become part of your identity, and you stop firing the I'm not good enough, that literally separates and is no longer there. And so that's what we're doing with the self-hypnosis and why it's so critically important to use self-hypnosis and to use it multiple times every day to fire and hardwire those new neural pathways so it just becomes automatic, it becomes natural, that you get up in the morning and you have a healthy breakfast and you have a snack of fruit or vegetables in the morning, and you have lunch of vegetables and whole grains, and you have a couple snacks of vegetables or fruit in the afternoon, and dinner time you have your grains and your vegetables for dinner. You eat when you're truly hungry. You stop eating when your body says, that's enough, no more. When you use your self-hypnosis, all these things become very easy. And it becomes just normal and natural that you get up and you go exercise, that you keep your body moving and active. You don't have to struggle. It becomes part of your identity. And so that's what we're really doing with self-hypnosis. And if you look around here at Hypnosis Health Info, you discover that I teach the light switch self-hypnosis. And I tell you, or I teach you how you can learn to do self-hypnosis in 1 minute. That's right, you give yourself suggestions, you take yourself deeply relaxed, and you bring yourself back up in a minute. So you never have the excuse of, I don't have time. So you literally can do it 5 or more times a day because they're such brief, short sessions and yet so valuable. Just an hour or so ago, somebody was commenting on how much easier her day is in her weight loss journey, the days that she starts out her day with self-hypnosis and uses it multiple times throughout the day. Days that she forgets or slacks off, she struggles. It's harder, it's more difficult. And she was just reminding herself and telling me, sharing with me about how important it's become to her. She knows the value of self-hypnosis. So look around here at Hypnosis Health Info and learn how to do the light switch self-hypnosis technique and how to give yourself suggestions, and check out the power minutes and also the hypnotic suggestions. There's over 1,500 suggestions there for your use and to give you ideas on how to word your own suggestions. And if I can be a support to you, then please give me a call at 206-903-1232. Or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com, and let me know how to support you. And we can get together here in my Bainbridge Island office or over in the Medical Dental Building in downtown Seattle, my office there. And I have clients across the U.S. and several countries around the world that I meet with online. So give me a call or send me an email and let me know how to support you. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.